What up, YouTube? It's your boy Big Cool coming to you from Colossal Boxing Talk, here to talk about the best light heavyweight in the world, and it is Sergey the Crusher Kovalev, who destroyed his opponent in 3 rounds last night. I do not know his opponent's first name, but his last name was Muhammad. I believe he was 39-0 with 23 knockouts. He's a French fighter who had, by all means, has had a solid career, but was no match for Kovalev. And I'm not really here to recap on that fight because, as you all know, it was a total destruction and another impressive victory for Mr. Kovalev. I'm here to talk about what's next for him and who I would like to see him face next. As you all know, Kovalev is a big puncher with a very good skill set. He's constantly improving inside the ring. He's constantly improving with his English as well. He's able to give interviews in English in his native country of Russian. Although he still needs a translator at times, you clearly understand what he says when he speaks English. He has a big personality, big power, good skills, a willingness to fight any and everybody. He's ducking no one. He's fought Bernard Hopkins, John Pascal, Darnell Boone, Cornelius White, Nathan, Beverly, Ishmael Shalamic, I believe that's his name, a once promising light heavyweight prospect. He has destroyed all those guys. He was knocked down by Boone in the first fight, but went on to knock him out in both bouts. He's willing to face anyone. He dominated Bernard Hopkins, and he's scheduled to be back in the ring November 28th in his home country of Russia. And Kathy Duva, his promoter over at Main Events, said they will make an offer to Arthur Beterbeiev's promoter, Michael. He a top promoter, Michael Yvonne, I think that's his name. Excuse me. And his advisor Al Heyman. For a fight is likely to get rejected because Beterbiev is on the fast track to face WBC and lineal light heavyweight champion Adonis Superman Stevenson sometime later this year or next year. Beterbiev is only 9-0 with all his wins coming by knockouts. He's a big puncher. His chin, kind of still questionable because he was knocked down, but he completely destroyed a usually durable Tavoris Cloud not so long ago. He had another outing on a Lara Rodriguez undercard where he stopped. I forgot his opponent's name, but he's a talented fighter with big power. May have more power than Kovalev. That'll be a big fight over there in Russia. If and when it happens, both guys do not like each other at all. So that's a fight that's likely to happen sometime down the road. Both guys are with different promoters, and as well as Al Heyman's in the picture, so it always gets tricky when you're speaking of Al Heyman. But there's other guys out there he can face as well. He has a rematch out there that may happen next, but I don't think so because I believe I read on BoxingScene.com where John Pascal is going to may take another fight before a rematch with Kovalev. Both of those guys produced a very good fight. Kovalev prevailing with an 8th round KO stoppage over Pascal. You also have the fight with Adonis Stevenson, who is, the lineal champion, but many people, myself included, look at Kovalev as the best light heavyweight in the world. Adonis Stevenson is fast and athletic, can punch with the left hand. Has good charisma. He's another guy. He's of Haitian descent, but he's out of Canada, where he's a big draw. He's with Al Heyman, and this fight is supposed to have been happening, but Stevenson reneged on the deal and took his talent, so to speak, over to Showtime, where he thought he had a fight with Bernard Hopkins in the bag, but Bernard Hopkins pulled the rug up from underneath him and Al Heyman and went over to fight, Sergey Kovalev. That fight is another one that's on the list of must happen, fights, so we can get a unified division. champion in the light heavyweight division, and then you have potentially, you know, one of the best fighters in boxing today, Andre SOG Ward, moving up to light heavyweight to fight Mr. Sergey Kovalev. Both of these guys are supremely talented, two of my favorite fighters, and there have been negotiations between Rock Nation Sports, Ward's promoter, and Kathy Duva and Main Events, Kovalev's promoter, for potentially staging that fight sometime next year. That fight, if it's made, is going to be the biggest fight whenever it's made, this year, next year, excuse me, the year after that. That fight needs to happen. Andre Ward has finally returned from his year plus layoff. He dominated Paul Smith, stopped him. That fight took place at 172-pound catch weight. Andre Ward knocked the rust off, looked good, looked powerful, looked like he had been working on more of his offense, and it's going to be interesting to see how he deals with a big puncher in Kovalev, and not just a big puncher, but a talented guy in Kovalev. But like I said, that fight is a ways away from happening, but at least both camps are discussing the fight, and I believe it will get done when it's all said and done. No pun intended. But, you know, who I would like to see Kovalev face next, I don't think it's going to be the three guys I just mentioned or the four guys I just mentioned, unless Pascal foregoes on a intermediate bout and decides, hey, the hell with it, let me go on, you know, get my rematch with Pascal or with Kovalev. You know, Pascal won a debatable decision over Gonzalez last night. I believe he lost the fight, but the judges awarded him the decision, and we'll see. I would like to see the rematch happen next, because I don't think, you know, any of those three, the Beterbeiv, Stevenson, or Ward fight, will happen next. So I think the most plausible and most attractive fight out there now is a rematch with Pascal. Although I expect the same result, it'll be another fan-friendly fight that, you know, us fight fans will enjoy. So who would you like to see Mr. Sergey the Crusher Kovalev face next when his scheduled ring return is November 28th in his home country of Russia? Leave your comments in the comment section below telling me that. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, head over to Facebook, like our Colossal Boxing Talk page, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Colossal CBT. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.